Yeah, brand new ACiQ system. Look at this. And look what the electrician did here, man. Come on, folks. Get with the program. A good technician is observing their surroundings. Gio, I want to see you on point today.
I'm gonna be more than on point.
Okay.
Didn't you tell me just leave the door open?
For what?
I'm not sure. Just told me to leave it open.
Daniel told you you're not sure? Oh, come on already. I thought you were on point.
Nah, he told me just leave it open.
Leave what open? The door?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's closed now.
Oh,
Maybe he was going in there.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Gio, today we are installing a ACiQ 2-zone ductless mini split system. We're gonna put in 2 wall mount. Look at this guy. Look at this. See this guy? 2 wall mounted indoor evaporators. We're gonna put an 18,000 BTU outdoor unit, and we're gonna have a great day. And folks, if you're an HVAC contractor and you want to start increasing your bottom line, do it with ACiQ. Go to aciq.com/Mikey Pipes and learn how to become a dealer for free with no contract, no commitment, no obligation. Just try them out. And if you mention that Mikey Pipes sent you, your first order, you're gonna get a special gift. But you gotta tell them that Mikey Pipes sent you. So go to aciq.com/Mikey Pipes. Gio, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go! All right, Gio, let's on the wall on top of the condenser?
Well, no, just on top, and so we can get it over.
We can't. Oh, can't go around the other way.
No, it's easy. Just go that way.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Oh, Gio. Wow. Sure you got that, Gio?
Just can't grab it. Alright, we're good.
Warning: men at work. All right, let's get the tool bag out. I love my Vito TPXL tool bag. But Daniel has been ranting and raving about his new Vito bag. And I may get a smaller one. We're gonna get my socket set. I gotta take this out of there. I'm gonna get the socket set so I can mount the wall bracket to the wall. Yeah, I don't need anything else. Just the socket set, and you know what? Let me grab the knee pad. Let's get a pair of gloves, and I'm gonna need a surge protector. Let's grab a surge protector. I should have one here. Negative. How about here? Yep, I'll use the Rector seal. Let's go. I'm using the Rector seal, WBB 300. I like this so much better than the Versatech. I think the Versatech is too complicated to use. Too many pieces. This is much more easier to work with. So one of the first things I do is I take this piece out. We're going to make a mark with a Sharpie, and we're going to mark the center of the feet. So here's one, and there is the other. Okay. I also know that there's a distance between the end of this and our line set connection, so I need to keep that in mind. Now, to secure the wall mount bracket to the wall of the home, I'm going to be using the bolts that are included and a 1/2 inch socket. One, two, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I like using all of the lag bolts, or whatever you want to call these bolts, wood bolts, to the wall. I normally use a 1/2 inch. It's not going. So we're going to use the 13. Oh, that's what it is. I normally use the 13 millimeter, not the 1/2 inch, because nothing is imperial system. Everything's metric. Let's get... Beautiful. Let's get the rest of the bolts in and get the unit mounted. All right, Gio, I need your assistance for a moment. 1, 2. Perfect. I got it.
Got it?
Yep, we're good.
Good.
Thank you very much. Not good there, actually. Okay, there's one there. Oh my God. That's a dog. Let's manhandle this ladder. That's how you do it, folks. All right, I got the ladder in the backyard. It is a very humid day. Damp and cool. Don't even know how many degrees it is. I did the iOS update on my iPhone last night, and now it has to resync with my iWatches, and it's a pain. But let's see where he pops out at. Patiently waiting. I hear the shop vac turning on and off inside. I don't know why. I don't know why he went in a hole yet. But I'm patiently waiting for a pilot hole to be drilled. Oh, it sounds like we just hit the plywood of the exterior wall of this home. Ever heard that expression, waiting for water to boil? Well, that's what it feels like right now. Maybe we'll play some Jeopardy music. I don't know why it's so hard to drill a pilot hole right now, guys. I bet you he's drilling with a hole saw, making a hole. I guarantee it. Yeah, I got money on a hole saw and not a pilot. He puts it in reverse, we're not going to shatter the vinyl siding. Right there, folks. So I was about to discuss ways on how you can make your ductless mini split systems installation time accelerate with an essentials guide by Mikey Pipes. And it starts by having the right tools for the job. If you have a worn out saw or tool, expect it not to work. A la peanut butter sandwiches. All right, communication wire is ran. I'm gonna get a wall inlet, mount that right there, run a piece of line hide or line set cover across, and we'll get around that outside corner. So we have this crazy cement board behind the siding, and that is really going to make my day wonderful. I can tell you that right now. See? Oh man. So ladies and gentlemen, the cement board that's behind the vinyl siding and the panels of foam insulation, we have to pre-drill through them first, and we're going to go straight down instead of across because it's safer to work at ground level than it is 16 feet up in the air. So right now I have that one piece coming straight down. It looks a little bit, the bottom is going that way a little bit, so we're just going to cock that over a little bit, secure it there. We got real lucky there. Let's get lucky again. Right here. Beautiful. Excellent. We need a coupling and another length. That is a big mosquito, by the way. Damn. Okay. Beautiful. As long as that mosquito stays there, we can coexist. Ah! Hold on. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, that looks perfect. Well, laser level would confirm it's perfect, but it's good enough for this neighborhood. All right, we come down in almost 2 full sections of the 100 white line set cover. That's the back piece. I have a flat 90, I have an outside 90, and we have the wall outlet. So, believe it or not, between the fittings and the covers, see, 75, 150, 225, 260, 285. That is around 30 bucks, so 305. And that one, about $350 worth of just raw materials right here. That's insane. And you wonder why these ductless mini split systems cost thousands upon thousands of dollars to install. It's all of the material to install it, not just the equipment. All right, right now we're enrolling a 50-foot length of 3/8 and 1/4 inch. We're going to reflare the ends I never trust factory flares, ever. So let's work on this side. Get my tubing cutter out. Okay, let's go. Okay, you're good now. Gio, predict what I need next. That's the flare. That's not even a flare. Thank you. There it is. Nice, perfect flare. Take that. Take that. All right, let's do 3/8. Flare nut still on there. Right there, perfect. I need that torque wrench. And let's go up the ladder. Get our line set connected. All right, Daniel took a little piece of wire instead of electric tape. That was a smart move. Okay, we're gonna loosen up the caps and pray there's nitrogen there, which there is. There's our 3/8. And ladies and gentlemen, if it doesn't go on finger tight, you got to force it. Not sitting flush. We do not have a box of drain line. We're going to do it old school. All right. Got my torque wrench ready. We're going to set that to setting number 1, which is around 18, where I need to be. We're going to hold back with this wrench right here, and we're going to torque down. Okay, get in there, perfect. Okay, 3/8. Sorry, the 1/4 inch is now done. We're gonna go to number 3. You guys were complaining that my torque wrench was dun-dun-dun. There you go. Nicey tight. Now, putting all those in there, we need to get some 3/4 inch PVC tubing. Extend that down. Perfect. And now on the way down, we're going to wipe the cover down. That way we don't have to go up twice. You see? Beautiful. All right, Gio extended that, but not past the siding like I told him to. Past the siding. You want it dripping on the siding? Remember I said, Gio, we had a conversation twice this week about showing improvement by the end of the week, Gio. Don't make me fire you tomorrow, man. Past the siding. Is that siding or is that cover? Oh, man, Gio, try to see if you can pull it out real quick. Nope, you have to put a coupling on it. No, don't force it. It's already glued in. Damn, Gio. All right, folks, we're rocking and rolling. It is 9:18 here. It is still Thursday, the 14th. James just arrived on site, and he's gonna wire up the surge protector to the existing disconnect that the homeowner's electrician wired up. And we're gonna be using these Wagos. These lever connector number 221s, and they handle 10 gauge wire, unlike the other ones we normally use on this channel. And let me show you how we do this. All right, for our surge protection, we're gonna be using the Rector Seal, the RSH 50. I was gonna use my prefabricated box, but then again, the homeowner has a nice disconnect, so we'll save it for another day. The purpose of a surge protector is to absorb and act as a sacrificial, kind of like anode rod for a water heater. But we want those leads to be as short as possible. So, James has the incoming voltage coming in from the back wall of the disconnect panel, going to the two middle terminals. We're going to call those L1, L2. On the outside terminals, we're going to have T1, T2, or the load side. So James is going to take a 3-conductor Wago lever connector, and he's going to create a pigtail. He's going to take that wire going to the outdoor unit and put that into one of the terminals of the Wago. And then he's going to take another piece of wire to leave the Wago and go to the load side, or T1 and T2, on the disconnect panel. Now, I learned recently that you really should not be putting more than one conductor on a lug or a terminal. So that's the purpose of us doing this. Unfortunately, we're going to do that with the ground, but I'm not too concerned about that. I'm concerned about the load being properly protected and to code. And also, we want to make sure those leads are as short as possible on that surge protection device. The longer they are, the less effective they become. And they just get wired in parallel. In parallel to the wiring. You give it a nice little tug. Make sure it's on there good. And also, folks, make sure you practice proper electrical safety prior to messing with this electrical disconnect box. We verified that the power was on. So we went to the circuit breaker panel. We turned off the breaker that was labeled split system. It's actually not a split, it's a mini split. That's a split system. And we turned off power there, and then we verified it with a multimeter, confirming there's no power between L1, L2, L1 to ground, L2 to ground. There's nothing there. And there you go. That's how you do it, folks. Folks, it's 9:22. I don't think we're gonna be done by 10 o'clock. But you never know. It is cool and damp outside. We have high humidity level today, 100% humidity. So that moisture is going to get introduced into the line set. And right now I am running back to our shop in Woodmere, which is about a 7-minute drive with moderate traffic. I need to get 2 more lengths of line set covers, or line hide. I was starting to talk about essential things that I have during a mini split installation. I apologize for the wobbleness. Hopefully you can survive. I'm on a mount on my windshield. Complete stop. There's an elementary school right there. Lynbrook police like to give out tickets, especially in school zones. So, besides having the right team, and I've done this myself, by myself, I've done a 2-zone ductless system for 2 second-floor bedrooms, and on a Friday morning, started at 8, and I was done by 12. Me, myself, and I. And I'm not doing this to brag. I'm doing this to stress the importance of having experience, and most importantly, having the right tools for the job. So number 1, you need a proper hole saw kit, right? For multiple types of materials you're gonna have to drill through. So if you're in the South and you have cement block walls, you're gonna make sure you have a good diamond core drill bit that's going to be about this long. Right? You don't want to get on one like this and fight with it. A good diamond core drill bit that's going to go through that cement and eat through it like butter. Or, as you saw in this video, we're using the Spider. I call it the opener. A nice 2.5-inch hole. Drill right through that like butter. All right, if your drill bit is worn, replace it. All right, do you want to spend minutes drilling a hole or 15, 20 seconds drilling a hole? Those minutes add up. The frustration adds up. You want to have a torque wrench and another crescent wrench or adjustable wrench to hold back on. You want to have glasses, safety protection, right? PPE, personal protection equipment, right? Proper gloves, eye protection, and if your jurisdiction requires it, a hard hat, or the work site requires a hard hat. You're going to need a tool to create flares. I use the Navic automatic flaring tool. Doesn't let me down. And I've never charged that battery. I still understand how that's possible. You're going to want a tubing cutter to cut the tubing to size. Maybe a Sharpie and a sharp knife. A Sharpie and a sharp knife. I carry one on my belt. A tape measure. You're going to want a mini split line height cutter, or either it's a sawzall, bandsaw. Someone told me yesterday they use a grinder, or that tool that they use to snap the covers to size. You're going to want screws to anchor the covers and the fittings to the structure. You're going to need drain hose or drain tubing. And you're going to need some patience when you realize something doesn't go as planned. Like right now, I'm a little frustrated that I'm driving to the shop to get 2 more lengths of line height. It is what it is. I was not the one who sold the job. It was Daniel. I may have also made the mistake of underestimating material to install it. But have some patience. I don't expect your first time to do it in 2.5 hours. You may take all day. You may be a weekend warrior and take all weekend long. But just be patient. But as the old saying goes, practice makes perfect. All right, we're back with the line set covers. Oh, you like my torque wrench, don't you?
It's a little bit.
You're holding it the wrong orientation.
It matters for this?
I don't know, but
I wanted to see the screen, that's why.
oh, but you don't. It beeps at you. What's?
I couldn't get a setting for the.
Oh, so what number is it on? Is it on 3?
42.
It's on 42. Okay, yeah.
On number 2.
Yeah. So it'll beep at you.
Yeah, but it needs to be less than 42.
Oh, so change. So hit the plus button until you go to what does it need to be at?
Between 20 and 39.
So 42, you get a little, when it beeps once, you just stop. Or you read the manual and you set the memory settings.
That's why I wanted to see the screen so I could see where I'm at.
Ah, okay, yeah, so maybe it doesn't matter. That's for, let's see if I can see the screen for you. 17, 18.
It's a little funky to use.
Well, maybe it's the operator.
It feels weird not holding back with a smaller wrench.
Oh, you should be holding back with a larger wrench. I can't see the screen. Oh, 28, 32, 36, there you go. Yay, look, you have a real torque wrench. The internet trolls are congratulating you. But they'll find an excuse to make fun of you anyway. Because they're in their parents' basement. 15, 16, 17, 18. Folks, if you're unsure of the torque or Newton tons of pressure or whatever pressure you need to have on a flare connection, RTFM, read the factory manual. All right, let's get this screw in there and then we will level it. If you put one on top, then you could spin it from the bottom. Oh, this is so annoying.
Yeah, bang on the back.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Sweet. Daniel,
Yes.
it is 9:59 and almost 10 o'clock. We lost. You know why? Because we talked about it. Gio, wow, you listened to instructions. Thank you. Was this the only roll that he had, or he had more?
No, it's my only roll.
Oh, okay.
But you can keep it on.
I'll bring you some tomorrow.
You bring some tomorrow? We have some at your house.
Yeah.
We have in the shop. But a more pressing question is, did you replenish the spray line? You see, Gio? I swear, Gio, I keep giving you enough rope to hang yourself. How you gonna do it right now? Oh, watch your head! How are you gonna do it right now, Gio? There's no spray 9-gallon container to refill it with. How? Put it back in my truck? Oh yeah, get my spray 9 back and get whatever else is missing out of my truck you put in the wrong truck.
Got power over here, yeah.
Okay. Let's get that screw in there. Perfect. Let's get a couple of the exterior screws for the top. And then we can start vacuuming down. One more. Gio, on your list of what you need to do when we go back to the shop, you need to refill the screws. Yep. Put it on your list. I'm gonna start giving you like a little handy dandy notebook. Like Blue's Clues. You know what's cool about these Fieldpiece straighter core removal tools, besides the side glass you can see when you take the core out, is that when you post this video to YouTube, YouTube populates the product link so I can get affiliate commission if someone buys those. Walmart. So fellas, if you need a Fieldpiece, I hate to say it, True Tech tools will probably be cheaper, especially if you use promo code KNOW-IT-ALL, but Walmart, I'll get paid like 8% commission. Just keeping it real. More, give me that. Give me one. You do the other.
So this one coming from the back is...
I think one is missing a hose. One's missing a washer. Here, take this. One's missing a washer. Let's see. Look inside the smaller one. Yep. Is it missing? You sure?
What size washer?
Oh, it's in there. It's in. What are you talking about? It's in there. I said the smaller one. Gio, man, I keep talking. You don't listen, Gio. The smaller one. Did I say a smaller one?
You did say the smaller
Okay.
one, but I'm thinking it would fit exactly like that one.
Oh, okay. The small. I should have said. You know what? I should be more specific. The smaller size opening. The 5/16 connection.
That's too specific.
That's too specific. Yeah, he wouldn't. He would be lost with that one. Correct. I agree.
I'll be waiting until 5/16.
Gio, grab the micron gauge, please. Set that up, please. And we'll set that up on one of these. So this Extreme ACiQ outdoor side discharge heat pump mini split outdoor condenser can accommodate 3 zones, circuit A, B, and C. If you're going to do not 3, you can only do 2. You can't just do 1 on this. And of course, if you're an HVAC contractor licensed in the United States and you want more information on how to get this kind of equipment to increase your bottom line, go to ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Tell them I sent you. They'll give me an attaboy.
Wrong way.
Oh, I was waiting for him to do it the wrong way.
He was doing it the wrong way.
I know.
I was doing the right way too. I thought you didn't want to.
Tell them Mikey Pipes sent you. They'll give you a special bonus on your first order. What are you waiting for? ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Do it now. And you'll get a special welcome email from me as well, by the way. See? So do it now. All right, folks. A little bit behind schedule, but we are golden. It is 10 minutes after 10. We just started the vacuuming process. We have the micron gauge on that circuit up there. We have 2300, 2000, 19, 18, 16, 1500 microns. Daniel's going to close the ballast on the Fieldpiece vacuum pump. Not a sponsor of the channel. I don't know why not, but maybe because I make fun of him calling him Fisher Price and not Fieldpiece. Come on, looks like a Fisher Price toy. Yellow and black. I know you like it. And I like their straighter core removal tool as well. Link right on your screen right now. What are you waiting for? Buy one now and help me make more money. 450, 440, 430, 410, 400. Come on, folks. I didn't even press pause on the camera yet, and it's going. That is a tight and dry system. What do you say, Daniel? Is it tight and dry? Yeah. Gio, you concur? Good. James?
Couldn't agree more.
Exactly. 275 and drop it. Hit you back in a minute. All right, folks, that says 170. Let's close this. Let's close that. That one looks good to me. It's still dropping and it's closed. Very nice. We're going to use the service wrench. 261, 262, 263, 64, 65, 66. And let's open up again for a second. We'll do that one as well. Hit you up in a minute. All right, 160. Let's close that. All right, we're good. Let's open up. I'm gonna open up these first, actually. One complaint I have with this ACiQ stuff is that these get stuck in there. The only complaint I have.
Excuse me, Mike.
You're excused. Don't let it happen again. Now, let's close that off. Close off our micron gauge and dump that charge. So now we'll move this micron gauge down here. Open that up. Oh, I already opened that up already, didn't I? Yep. Let's open up this. 200 and 186, 180, 170. This one also has a suspect gasket on the hose, I think. Did I just not? Oh. 160, 159, 158. Oh, here. Sorry. For the ground wire.
So when you're doing mini splits, you're actually pulling both sets of line sets, right? Like you were pulling from here and here at the same time to both heads separately?
Yes.
Okay.
We're doing, well, they're two separate distinct circuits because they're closed.
Right.
So I only had one micron gauge on one circuit. It doesn't know what the other one is.
Gotcha.
So I moved it over there because of that.
And then you opened up the gas.
Yes.
This allows it to leave the compressor to go.
Yes,
into
leave the
condenser,
inside, then it goes to these branches, these circuits,
which you just opened
and then I
up.
open up those as well after that. Yeah.
We're on a traditional split system. We're pulling from both liquid and suction
Yes.
side.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's only one service port
Right,
on this type of system.
Okay.
So let me put that other cap back on. And then we will open up circuit A, or number 1. And
Technically, they're both suction lines
Right.
on the mini split.
Right.
155, let's close that. Okay, we're going back down, we're good. Before I do that, let's close that off and let's open up this. The vacuum pump can be turned off. And the 1/4-inch line. And We will restore power to the disconnect panel and then plug in our disconnect panel. Tighten up all of our service port caps and service valve caps. Put our Schrader cores back in. Fire up operation, and we should be out of here in 15 minutes. It is 10:20. All right, let's pop it open real quick. Good. So now we know this valve, that Schrader core valve is good. Let's put that one back on there. Don't forget the caps, folks. It's the first line of defense against a leak. Now the Schrader core is missing. Oh man, really? What did I do with it? It's gone. Oh, it's actually magnetic and it's stuck to the thing. Look at that. So you put that in there like that.
Good to have the breaker turned on?
Sure. Now, I'm going to open up this and watch how when I push it, the plunger in, you're going to see that core. There it is. See that? Boom. And we're going to push against here. There's a piece of rubber there, plastic, so I could spin. Perfect. Close. Pop this open. We'll get a little piss out of there and we'll crack that open. The valve is holding and not leaking. We'll take this off, put our cap on, voila. Something went poof in there. Something smoking. Yeah, that's smoking. Yeah, boy, look at that. Yeah, that's a good smoker. Oh, it looks like
Right there. The electrician's wiring.
the electrician's wiring. Look at that. Yep, see? Electrician wiring. Go figure that. Real quickly with the wiring here. Here's L1, L2 going in with our ground, going to a green screw. Circuit A, we have black, white, red. Circuit B, black, white, red. There's our control board right there. We're going to put this cover on there, get you on there, and screw this back down. Well, hopefully it's an easy fix. We should charge him for our time, though.
You can see the smoke back here too. The black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's where it was.
Yeah.
Because the front, that's just the front exposed there. Now, can you pull on it? There you go. Cool.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's retarded.
Wow. Crazy. Look at that. Wow, amazing. I got a little bit of denatured alcohol on my rag. We're going to wipe everything down here. I like denatured alcohol. Looks like we need a little bit more there, though. Beautiful. Oh, man, that fingerprints. Beautiful. Here it is. Okay. Houston, we've got ignition. Now, all that's left is to turn on the indoor units. All right, the first unit is on the wall. And no, we didn't do this. There was a picture here that was glued to the wall, but this is where the homeowner wanted the unit, the 9,000 BTU unit. By the way, this is ugly. This is very, very ugly. That looks so much better. And I know I shouldn't be doing this, but they can easily take it off if they don't like it. Let's make sure we put it on nice. Right there. See? Want to become a dealer? Scan that QR code in with your smartphone or tablet. Another beautiful indoor ACiQ unit. Gotta love it. And yes, you can turn off the digital display by pressing the LED button on the remote. If you're interested in a private label partnership with ACiQ, no cost or obligation, no commitment, no dealer fee, ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Don't forget, yes, tell them I sent you, and you'll get an added bonus on your first order. What are you waiting for? Do it now. Can you hear that, folks? I know you can, yeah. It makes a little bit of noise, but she's still whisper quiet. And it just turned on.
Each time after powering on, the outdoor unit will be initialized for 10 minutes before it starts to run. So it tells you.
Interesting. Another great feature, at the conclusion of every cycle, whether it's a heating cycle or a cooling cycle, the fan runs in reverse to blow out all the dirt, pollen, all that good stuff out of the back of the coil. That is smart technology. And that's ACiQ. So ladies and gentlemen, full disclosure, it is 10:47, still Thursday, May 14th, 2026. James, our plumbing tech, has been getting HVAC experience over the last couple days and couple weeks, reinforcing how phenomenal these machines are. As we're about to leave, I'm like, you know what, let's take an amperage reading. We have both units set to cool, set to 60. We have air being discharged, hot air being discharged from here. Let's take an amp reading.
Probably turn it on first.
You're probably good to help turn it on first. And we have two 9,000 BTU units running at max AC, 60 degrees, and using 7.1 amps of power. So that is 18,000 BTUs running right now and using 7.2 amps of power. Amazing. What are you waiting for? I sound like an infomercial, but scan this QR code in, folks. And tell them I sent you. They'll give you an attaboy. Say it one more time.
It's interesting that this is running at more amps than the 1.5 ton unit in the shop.
And using almost the same amount of amperage as the 4 ton that we installed. That used about almost 6 amps of power.
Amps on one the other day.
Yeah. So that was the 4 ton that we did in Melville, around the corner from your parents' house, right? 4 ton, 100% cooling AC, 6.2 amps. This is using 7.2 amps. Different technology, I guess. Same principle, though. Inverter-driven compressor, 2 zones. I don't know, maybe because the blow... everything's DC driven, but it's interesting how this is 7.2 amps of power. Meanwhile, a 4 ton is 6.2, and that 1.5 tons is around 5.
Were those mini splits, those other systems?
No, we did.
Or do you have to account for the heads?
It's just a little
amps.
blower.
It's just a little blower.
Yeah.
There's not really anything there.
Because you were taking amps from
Right here. And this is all the power.
line going in.
Yeah.
Where on like a regular split unit, you're
Correct. So
looking at the
we just
outdoor
take we're taking a measurement of the outdoor unit.
Not
So-
on the unit at the shop. That's reading everything.
Correct. The unit at the shop
Is doing everything.
yeah, that's doing everything, but it's still fascinating how little power these things use, and they're self-cleaning. Private label ready out of the box, folks. What are you waiting for? I sound like a broken record, but until I have 100,000 dealers who are signing up under my link, I am not going to stop. And even then, I'll keep going. And they will give you a special bonus on your first order if you tell them Mikey Pipes sent you. And they'll give me another attaboy. All right, Gio. It took a little longer than expected. It's 10 minutes to 11. But I have to say one more thing, and then I'm going to shut my mouth. Yesterday evening at 10:39 p.m., I got an email from an HVAC contractor in Allentown, Pennsylvania. His name is David, and he is with David E. Lee Heating and Cooling. Yesterday, there's the email right there. You can see it. I don't know if you can see that. See that? Look at that. Yesterday. Greetings. I'm going to read the email. Hopefully he doesn't mind. If you email me, expect to be called out on it.
Isn't that a bad email?
It's not a bad email. It's actually a great email, and I actually forwarded it to the owner of ACiQ, and he was very proud of his team. He goes, greetings. As a YouTube subscriber from back when you were grasping for 10,000 of us, I write today
as I've just commissioned my first ACiQ Extreme heat pump. Thanks to you, of course. It looks great and is performing wonderfully on only its second attempt. Hold on, folks, before you start, the peanut gallery getting crazy. The first attempt ended abruptly with a loud poof. Think I did that good? Poof.
Yeah, that one was good.
Poof. Like a blowfish. Apparently, a factory screw pierced the L1 wire just inside the cabinet of the condenser, and very, very fortunately, the short ended there without any board damage. ACiQ's tech support was as good as you've shared and to be commended. Joining ACiQ as a dealer under the Mikey Pipes link was a good decision, and I look forward to many pleased customers from this developing relationship. And this is where it really hits home. I've installed many Bosch units based on your promotion of them, and now I'll do the same at a much lower cost with ACiQ. Just letting you know your work is appreciated, and it makes me laugh. David Ellie. David, thank you so much for reaching out. It's emails like yours that motivate me to keep doing this. I can also get emails from the younger generation of men coming into the trades, thanking me for guiding them in this, that, and the third direction. But thank you, David, for not only supporting the channel, but also being a professional and keeping it real. If you're interested in increasing your bottom line of your HVAC contracting business, you need to go to ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. I no longer install Bosch because, in my personal opinion, they priced themselves out of competition. Plus, after probably a couple hundred installs, not a single system is communicating, yet all the technology is there. But at a much cheaper price, I can increase my bottom line and deliver phenomenal equipment at a much better competitive price. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one. Be well, God bless, stay safe. Folks, look at what's hitting the windshield right now. The service call for the installation is complete, and that guy doesn't know how to parallel park. And it is raining. And we're gonna have an early lunch. We're gonna go to Woodrow here on the left-hand side in Hewlett on Broadway. It's under new management. Oh, God help us.
Oh man, I got a Senville and a Fujitsu, and no one knows how to install these things like Pipe Doctor does, I swear. Maybe they're right? If you tilt your head, they look level, right? If you tilt your head, they look level.
But hold on, folks. It gets better than that. Take a look inside.
That thing.
You guys want to fix it for me?
Sure. Well, why pay twice? You pay once instead. Why pay twice? You pay once.
Folks, let's take another look at this Senville. A big giant hole. Obviously a condensate pump, and then a line set going down. So what's the purpose of the hole on top? I had no idea, but the guy who installed this thing, he needs to get his head examined.